Hello, this is Traditional Logic. This is the fourth lesson on the introduction. The fourth lessons in the book will often serve as reviews of the entire chapter to help us get ready for the next lesson, which will be a quiz, and we'll see that in this lesson. You remember that we've been talking about the logical process, that each logical process has a mental act that then is identified with a verbal expression. The first mental act is simple apprehension, where we just take things in with our senses, and then we express that as a term. We then make a mental act, a judgment about these things, and we express that judgment as a proposition. And then we take those propositions, and from them, mentally, we make a deductive inference, and we express that as a syllogism. We're especially going to look at those last two parts today as we review and talk about syllogisms. By the way, you're going to have to be able to replicate this chart for the quiz you take on Monday. So you can find that on page 6 in your book. You might want to study that for the quiz. Again, a syllogism is just the verbal expression of the deductive inference. The syllogism we often work with to begin is, all men are mortal. Socrates is a man. Therefore, Socrates is mortal. You can see what's happening in the syllogisms. We're going from a very large group, expressing something about it. We then look at a specific and then decide whether or not that belongs in the group. You've been doing syllogisms since you were a very small child, and you use them a lot in your daily life to figure things out. The one the textbook has been liked to use is this one. All books are boring. This thing I'm holding is a book. Therefore, this book is going to be boring. That's a simple syllogism. Hopefully it's not a true one in this case, but it's a good example of a syllogism. Another example would be something like this. We have logic on Fridays. Today is Friday. Therefore, today we will have logic. Or, I don't like onions. This pizza has onions on it. Therefore, I will not like this pizza. So you see, we often use these to make deductive inferences to make our way through our life. For Monday, you should read through the introduction again. Again, read through pages 1 through 7 just to get you ready. And then you should do the exercises for day 4 on Moodle. You will see that these exercises are going to be comprehensive. They're going to help review you for the quiz on the introduction. For the quiz, you should be able to do things like give a definition for logic. You should know what the two main branches of logic are and be able to identify other terms in the introduction. And as I said before, you'll have to replicate the chart that we've been using about mental acts and verbal expressions. That chart is on page 6. The quiz will be on August 28th. You'll have to wait until that day to actually take the quiz since it's password protected. If you have any questions, again, reach out to me and I will try and answer them.